So we are back again talking to about the biggest story of the day in the world of cricket. Rahul Dravid back with Indian cricket team as the head coach. Of course, the tenure of Rahul Dravid has not been clearly told in the press release that BCCI has sent out, but one understands it's minimum till the end of the T20 World Cup that happens in June next year, right,
Right,
Sahil?
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's Dravid was probably away for a couple of days, and then again he's back as India's coach. Yes, we do understand a lot about how BCCI sees his future, but again, there are a few questions that I have in my mind with regards to the T20 format, because as you said, we have the T20 World Cup next. So what do you think Dravid, the coach 2.0, his 2.0 version would be now that he has penned a new contract?
It's an important question because we are looking towards future 2.0. Rahul Dravid and his team back here. I think one of the important things that Dravid himself, when he's making notes for himself, what do I need to look at, would be to get India another silverware. India hasn't had a silverware till I would say an ICC trophy since 2013. That was the last
Yeah.
time they won Champions Trophy. Last time they won a World Cup was in 2011. So next year, when they go on to play another ICC tournament, it would be 13 long years
Right.
since the time they would have got a World Cup. So
Yeah.
that would be number one on his agenda. Number two, I would imagine, see, when the last set of selectors they were going one by one, clearly there was a vision in place that India will have three teams for three formats.
Right.
Whether India has three captains for three formats or not, we don't know. But three teams for three formats was an idea that was mooted by the selection committee back then. And I think even Ajit Agarkar is quite serious about that. Given the volume of cricket that is played, if we are to perform as Team India, we have to be at our best, get silverware, start planning towards getting silverware. I think somewhere we have to rationalize the number of matches that are played by the boys, and hence see what is the best way forward. The third thing I would say for Rahul Dravid, and this really wouldn't be that easy, is to chart out the white ball future of some of our
Yes,
superstar
the
cricketers
top
as to
players.
what happens to them in the future. Whether Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, who are not playing T20, I don't think that they wish to play T20 for India anymore. Whether they will continue to play in the ODI format or not, whether they'll pick and choose tournaments, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And again, Rahul Dravid will play a very important role in understanding what they are feeling and they are thinking about their future, and then he also helps them to chart that journey so that there is no amount of bitterness with any of the parties, and so that the transition that we talk about, and in a sports team, the transition doesn't happen once. It's a constant
Of
transition.
course, you have new
You
tournaments
you
coming in,
have
new events, new players.
exactly. So it's a constant wheel that you have to keep churning. And Rahul Dravid, who's been with a lot of these young boys while
Hmm.
they were growing up, I think is the right person to get them to the big stage now and blood them. So
Right.
he is the man. He's the man for present. He's also the man for future, because I think he knows the Indian system very well. As much as VVS Lakshman, also I have great regards for him. He also knows the Indian system very well. He's
Hmm.
been the head of the National Cricket Academy. But Rahul Dravid, with most of this batch of boys who've come through the system, he's been with them for a longer period.
Right. So, since we're talking about the T20 World Cup, which happens next year, I wanted to understand how do you see the captaincy aspect? As you know, we have had about what, nine captains for the last 1 year or so, and we can literally field a
And
team
we've
of
auditioned
captains
some, what, 50 cricketers in this
in
period.
this period. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that Dravid will be our coach, let's say for the till the T20 World Cup 2024, how do you see the captaincy aspect getting sorted out? Because there is Hardik Pandya, there is Rohit Sharma, who hasn't said officially said at least that he would not play T20 cricket. How do you see Rahul Dravid sorting this confusion
Yes,
for
this
us?
is this is a bit of a mess right
Yeah.
now. We need to have defining lines to captaincy as well, and by defining line, I mean probably one person gets the white ball format, gets to play the gets to captain India in T20 and ODI. The other person captains India in red ball or Test cricket, which I think pretty much Rohit Sharma has his place and has his task cut out now. uh, Really, there has to be conversations between Rohit Sharma and the team management as to when and how he wants to give up the ODI captaincy. When he eventually does, I see Hardik Pandya, depending on his fitness, take up the white ball captaincy. Or white ball captaincy be split between Hardik and KL Rahul. That is, there is also possibility there not to put too much load on Hardik Pandya, because Pandya's injuries have been a
Right.
big
Yeah.
concern for Indian cricket, even though he continues to be in the news for the biggest transfer in the
Yes.
history of IPL. But and despite not being fit, it really kind of makes me wonder how the ecosystem functions, and how even a player who's injured and who's not played the World Cup um, is in so much demand in the
Right.
market.
So that is what I wanted to understand. Can you really cement on Hardik Pandya's name considering
I
this
don't
injury
think
concerns?
I don't think you can. I
Then
don't think you can. I think uh, things are pretty fluid. BCCI and Rahul Dravid's team, and by Rahul Dravid's team, I mean Paras Mamre, Vikram Rathore, and T. Dilip is his
right,
name,
exactly.
fielding coach. So all of them taken together, this troika will help Rahul Dravid understand as to where Indian cricket is going, what are the leadership capabilities the team has, and therein tap into those leadership capabilities.
Right. So that does leave us with a question about the future of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because how important would that be? As we only have 7 months to go, and if these players are a part of the T20 system, then they
But
need to be
Sahil, I
playing.
don't think that they come World Cup 2024. Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli will be featuring in the tournament.
That's a
Yeah,
bold one.
and no, I mean it's not that. I mean, I've heard from within the BCCI setup, but I also strongly believe if they are not picking up this thread right now, and there aren't very many matches left. I think less than 10 matches left to the T20 World Cup. ODI matches, though there is
True.
of course IPL in between.
Yeah.
If you're not playing now when less than 10 matches are left, then it obviously shows that you are not interested in the format. And this hasn't happened in India for the first time in 2007 when they went for the 2020 World Cup, the first edition.
Yeah.
The seniors didn't want to play.
Yeah. They weren't part of that team.
They weren't a part of that team, and that team went on to win the World Cup.
True. Absolutely.
So, even though seniors don't play, there's nothing to say that India can't win the
Of
World Cup.
course. Of course.
Of
I
course,
mean, this
there is
the
there
young
is
team is
a
as good as any.
yeah, and in T20 format, you can't even count out Afghanistan.
Absolutely. Agree.
I wouldn't say they will become the champions in the next edition, but you can't count them out playing the knockouts. Now they have progressed so far and so good that you can't count them out from the final four. They might make it to the final four, for all you know.
And I also wanted to ask you about the fact that BCCI did approach Ashish Nehra for the T20 coach's job. What do you think? This sort of it did not happen. Ashish Nehra apparently could not make the switch from Gujarat Titans to the Indian team. What do you think of this? Just the fact that he was approached by BCCI for this role.
Ashish Nehra for the last 2 years he's been doing a splendid job with the Gujarat
Absolutely.
Titans team. For a new team to take them to the top of the points table 2 successive seasons, it talks about his strategy skills. It talks about his coordination with the team and how well he has been able to keep the team together. It really talks about a lot of his managerial skills, which probably we didn't see in Ashish Nehra, the cricketer,
The cricketer, yeah.
but we are seeing that in Ashish Nehra, the coach. So I wouldn't say that BCCI was wrong in approaching Nehra, given that he's young, he's ambitious, and he's done the goods. He's done the rounds also for a very long
Yep.
time. So yes, they did approach Ashish Nehra, but he couldn't, given that his team, Gujarat Titans, already undergone a
Yeah.
tectonic shift. He probably couldn't. He probably couldn't make the move.
Right. So, but how do you see the future of T20 cricket? We've talked about specialist players just for the T20 format, as we are seeing probably with this Indian team. Is a specialist coach for a T20 format also the requirement, also the need of the hour?
See, we are in this day and age of specialization, Sahil. And I think the more specialized a format or a skill gets, you need that kind of people, or that set of people to help you hone your skill set. So yes, the day and era of specialization is here. And you see, I mean, we've only spoken about 3 coaches in the Indian team management,
Hmm.
but there are many more coaches a part of the dressing room. There is your strength and conditioning coach, there is running coach, there's throwing
True, down
coach, so
specialist,
many
and then
other
yeah.
coaches. So it is really an era of specialization.
So, how do you see this the coaching system evolving? See, the Indian team have Rahul Dravid as coach for all 3 formats now, but the T20 format will be the focus for the next, because we have the T20 World
Next
Cup
six
happening in
months,
seven
yes.
7 months or so.
Definitely, it will
So,
be the big
so
focus.
how do you see Rahul Dravid getting into that T20 mode? As we know, he wasn't the T20 player. He was a different kind of player. He played his own way, but he has evolved from his IPL times to the current
You
system.
see,
How do you see?
Rahul Dravid is a very intelligent man, and
Absolutely, no
he's
doubt
very
about that.
intelligent. And I think one of the best traits of Rahul Dravid is that he's very adaptive. He he adopts views. He is open to listening to other people, and he then adapts. He adopts, and then he adapts. So I think Rahul Dravid is good at both, in adopting methods, techniques, listening to other people, and then adapt. And hence, despite having played and excelled the traditional format of the game, he continues to be a good coach across format, I would say. And Sahil, what I understand is that at the top level, when you play top flight sport, any sport, it is more about management than really about skill. You have
Couldn't
a
agree more.
certain skill set. So today, Rahul Dravid doesn't have to teach Shubman Gill how to bat. Maybe if he has a certain, glitch in his batting, if he's tentative
Hmm.
around the off stump, he might, work with him on those things, ironing out his glitches, ironing out his troubles, but nothing more than that. He doesn't have to teach Shubman Gill
Exactly. It's more
from.
about the approach, the mindset
Yes,
for a particular game, or
more about managing yourself as an
hmm.
international cricketer. So I think that is where, because he has a wealth of experience, Rahul Dravid comes in handy for the Indian cricket team.
So, Jay Shah, the secretary of BCCI, he did mention in the press release that he's the best man to take India forward from this stage. You agree with that
I do.
sentiment?
The reason I do agree with that is because Rahul Dravid, as long as I know him, and I've known him for a very long time now, I've always found Dravid to be a good listener. Highest of high, lowest of low, Rahul Dravid will sit with you and listen what you have to say. Even as a journalist, when you question him, Rahul is one of those characters. He's not distracted. He is
True.
with you completely 100% in the moment. And I think that's that's a very big trait about an individual, to be present in the moment, in time, and just be there with rapt attention. And the reason why he is good is because he's good at listening, he's good at understanding, and then, you know, and then setting the method, giving a method to madness. I think that is why Rahul Dravid is good. Not just good, he's great at taking. I mean, he will be great with taking Indian cricket forward.
Right. So we hope the next 7 months bring it. We bring the
Yes,
trophy to
you know,
India again.
we hope that we have the spring of Indian cricket in the next
Yeah.
7 months, and we don't know how long is Rahul Dravid's tenure, Rahul Dravid 2.0. But as long as he's there, I hope that spring sets in now. I mean,
Absolutely.
we get rid of the winter, the barren chest of trophies, and there are
Yes,
some.
it's high time.
It's about time. It's
Yeah.
about time. You know, I have been hearing a lot of Indian cricket fans saying that they have lost interest in this sport because of India's inability to cross the finish line. I hope that happens sooner than later.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sahil.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Rekha.